Hey guys, in this video I'm actually going to show you another instrument, and this is Dow Jones Industrial Average, the daily chart. And as you've seen in some of my other videos for supply and demand, we are looking for the price to actually form a base and then for some explosive movements to the upside or to the downside. And just by looking on this chart, where those places that you see such sharp movements. Okay, so basically you have one place here. You have all those red candles. Then that's right here. One place. Okay, so now then you have another one here. You can see price moves really quick. That's a second one. Then you also have a relatively quick movement here with the majority of mostly green candles. Then if we move back in time, you're gonna see a couple more. So you have one very sharp move here. Okay, then you have another sharp move here. Then if you move back in time, you have a very bullish trend in the end of the year here. And then let's just concentrate our attention for the time being on those closer zones before we go back further in time. So what we can say here is first, if we start with this level in the middle of the chart, which is the 12th of October 2018. What we can see here is actually another cluster which I would like to draw and bring to your attention. This is again another supply zone, and those candles here, then you see there is a failed breakout here, or a bullish trap. Then there was this inverted pin bar that formed on the chart, and shortly after you saw all of those bearish big candles to the downside. Then we had this similar scenario here again. We have another cluster, which if you actually extrapolate to the right, you see it happen one more time here on pretty much the same level. But then after we had the price actually staying here for a few trading sessions, then you had this sharp move to the downside. Then you actually saw the price bouncing back, and then you had the price actually staying here for another few trading sessions, and that's demand level, after which you saw that there was this little cluster, and the price actually went up, and currently is staying at the level of 25,200. So what is typical for these levels? Again, sometimes, as you can see in this occasion here in early December, then in the beginning of January, you had another small cluster here. It's hard to actually put those clusters into stereotypes. Sometimes you're gonna see like a few candles that are forming a cluster. On in another occasion, you're gonna see a few more candles like here in the end of September, beginning of October, when you had this bull trap, and you might easily take all of those candles, around maybe 10 candles, which form this cluster, and after which we saw the price actually falling down, and there was another little cluster here, which I'll mark for you. That's another area of supply, and actually price is very close to this level at the moment. What we saw here is we saw the price actually breaking out, forming false breakouts, then an evening star candlestick formation, and then the price went down to this support level. Then it retested the area again, this supply level. It formed a inverted pin bar, after which you saw a sharp move to the downside, and then this was followed by this bearish price action here. So it's very important to first know how to read the charts and to know how to use price action, and also support and resistance areas, and then and only then you can start seeing those supply and demand zones when you know how they're forming, that they're forming by clusters, that's you need to connect the lows with the highs, and you need to wait for a confirmation from the price in the form of a very long bullish or bearish candle, depending on if it was a supply or a demand zone. So if we go back in time, there were a couple more places where we saw this. Sorry for those ads. We saw this strong area of support and and demand forming. So we have one little cluster here, and if we connect those lows and highs of the candles, and so you have a cluster which was formed by about 5-6 candles. Then you had this big red candle here, which was followed by another one, and the price literally went from 26,400 to 23,600, and then it's stopped here for a while, forming another supply area, which is clearly delineated by this 4 candles or so here. And then you can see that actually the price, every time it was touching somewhere in the middle or the lower boundary of this demand zone, it bounced back. You have one bounce here, then another bounce which was preceded by a pin bar here, and then the price actually continued its movement to the upside until it reached this area of supply again. If we actually extrapolate this level, it will almost coincide with this level here, and you can see those levels are actually reached in sell orders, and the demand levels are reached in buy orders. So once you actually learn how to recognize those levels, you will find so many more patterns, and it will be easier for you to actually read the price action. So just my attention here is stopped by another cluster, and this is actually a very big area of demand. So you can see that actually price stayed here for quite some time, and then it broke up and went a few thousand points higher. I'm looking for other areas where you can find here you have an uptrend. If you come back to the trading PDF file, you can remember that there were a few different types of supply and demand, and this one is you have an uptrend, then you have a base forming, and then you have a continuation of the uptrend, or also known as UBU pattern. So basically you have the uptrend here, then you can see the base forming here, and then you have this demand level, a demand zone forming at this point, and you have a bullish engulfing pattern, which actually was followed by a couple of gaps, and then you had the price moving back to the middle of this supply zone, and then it just went higher and higher until it found another level of equilibrium. And you can argue here that there is another area of another base forming, after which actually you had the price continuing to the upside. And in uptrends, it's very characteristical to have those areas, or also known as range trading areas, where a base is forming, and then you're seeing a breakout to the upside, and you can see this uptrend continued all the way up to the beginning of 2018, where you started having a bit more consolidation, and the price was looking for another possible breakout or a reversal pattern, which actually happened here in the end of 2018. And then you saw the price actually going down around 5,000 points, and then it's currently locked between those few areas of supply and demand.